Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tony Talks, where I have conversations with inspirational leaders, influencers, change makers, people that are not just doing well in life, but that are doing good in the world. And this is a conversation not just with me and my guests, but with you as well. It's interactive. Please ask your questions, post your questions, and we'll make sure we get them answered live or after the show. So today I have the pleasure of bringing on someone who is a dear friend of mine and a local a New Jersey native as well. My good friend, my brother from another mother, as they say, Danny Torres. He is known as the life's troubleshooter. He's an entrepreneur, a speaker. He's a business mentor and coach, mindset expert, health expert, and cancer survivor. And today we're going to learn a lot about that and who doesn't need to learn a little bit more and get more in tune with their health and vitality in the times that we're going through right now. So I'm going to bring him on screen. He's already in the green room. Let's see if he is here. Let's see. There he is. Danny,
hey, what's up, Tom?
Welcome to Tony Talks and Get Up and Grow.
What's going on, brother? How are you? How are you doing today?
Life
Can
is
you hear
good.
me? Is the volume good?
Yep, volume is good. Volume is
awesome.
Good. Life is good. I'm blessed, blessed more than some and not as much as others, but life is good, man. Living the dream.
Hey, man, I always say every day above ground is a great day.
That's it. Every single day. And every day we have an opportunity to create our own reality, right? So I was just introing you. And so this is your second time on Tony Talks. So there's a few people.
Yeah, I think I was on the very, very first one, if not the second one.
You were one of the first 10. I don't know. I can't
remember. Yeah.
That seems
How many has it been now?
This is 64, I think. 60.
Wow, that's amazing, man. Keep pushing, brother. That's amazing.
63. Obviously, there's been many videos along the way, including some with us, but not an official Tony Talks episode. But yeah, this is the official 63rd episode. I've decided to do one every day during this crisis and bringing leaders and influencers and people that are just an inspiration and sharing their knowledge as I'm bringing you on today. Because one of the things
I appreciate that.
My pleasure, bro. One of the things that I'd like to share about you, and one of the things that's super impressive, and not to take too much time because we only have an hour, but I'd love for you to share just a little bit of your story as to how you became the health expert, because that's not where you started, right? You didn't start as a health expert, vegan, vegetarian, not that you're vegan now, but the vegetarian that you are now. That's not how life started for you, right? Nor were you the CEO or the entrepreneur, or, well, I guess you've always been an entrepreneur, I guess you could say, but not you weren't the man that you were today. Something happened that put you on this path. And I'd just like you to share a few minutes of that, just to give credence to who you are and what you've done and what makes you the health expert.
Sure. So similar to what we spoke about before, and I definitely want to speak about other things now to help others with what's going on in the world. But so I challenged myself to learn everything there is to learn about nutrition, because about 13 years ago, when I bled to death, and then when when they brought me back, they said I had leukemia and I had 2 years to live. So started with the chemo. I couldn't stand it. About 6 months into it, I was on a motorcycle. My body cramped up. I fell over on a highway, and I didn't take chemo again. And I said, if there's going to be a way that there's got to be another way to beat this. So I went deep into nutrition and holistic healing. Now, prior to that, I was already doing training. I was boxing. I was actually training for a fight. And what I thought was nutrition. So there's different levels to nutrition, and being in a gym, bodybuilding, working out, certain things, that type of nutrition is just different levels, and it's different stuff that we put in our bodies, all that protein, all that excessive urine, I call it, to where it was like, all right, well, now it's time for me to live now. And I went completely holistic. I started searching up all these different crazy herbs and spices and plants, vegetables, and I just went bananas searching for this stuff. And anything that said it had to do with killing a cell of cancer, or I had to add food in and I had to remove food out. And within a year and a half, I went into remission. And ever since then, I've just been studying the body and studying and nutrition and what does what to our body and what fruits and vegetables and the combinations of the foods. And how our body reacts to it, and how our body pretty much is the best thing. It's the best computer in the world. We have unlimited amount of resources in our body as long as we give our body the correct things that it needs, right? To feed it, just like what's going on with this coronavirus. If you give your body enough, let's just say vitamins, for instance, right? And of course, you need more than that. You definitely need the vitamins. You definitely need the minerals, the fruits, the vegetables, everything that comes with it, right? But let's just say you're feeding your body what it needs. Now you're giving it the strength, the immune to fight back, right? Our body is built to build antibodies. It's built to build the stuff that fights. So as long as you give the body what it needs, it does wonderful things, man. It really, really does wonderful things. It's like a car, right? If you give a Mercedes regular gas, it's gonna run like shit. If you give it super, it's gonna run the way it's supposed to run.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, and so many times we're not putting in into our bodies what our bodies need. We put in what our head needs, or what what we put in that fix, right? The chips, the cookies, the stuff that isn't really. Listen, if we lived in a perfect world, the healthy food would be the cookies and everything else, right? Because obviously,
and it would be the cheaper stuff too, right?
Right. In this case, right. It's amazing how the healthier the food, the more expensive it is. So in many cases, and especially in today's world and what's happening today, it's that much harder and because it's more expensive, and being how money's a little tighter for so many people with them being home, it's that much harder to try to eat clean and nutritious and everything else. But it is crazy how the healthier the food is, more expensive. The stuff that grows on a tree.
To an extent, it can be more expensive, yes. But if you think about it, you buy a pack of cookies, it costs you $2-3. You can still buy a couple pieces of fruit for the same amount, right? It all depends on where you go. Farmer markets obviously are a lot cheaper than going to your bigger supermarket. And it's your environment. Your environment is so key. When I mean environment, I don't just mean the outside world environment. I mean where you live, who you live with, right? If someone that you're living with is always eating junk food or drinking soda, or just the majority of the people in the household does that, even though you don't take part of it, it could wear on you, right? Even though you don't looking at junk drawer where all the junk, the cookies and chips or whatever it is in, sometimes you just might look like, listen, I'm not perfect, right? I always tell everybody I live an 80-20 rule. So 80% of my life, and this, Tony, we go many places in the way I eat. And sometimes, look, I want to have a glass of wine, or I want to have something else, I'm going to eat it, right? But 80% of my life, that's exactly what I do. I went food shopping yesterday. I spent almost $100 only on fruits and vegetables, and I got some spices. I got some ginger and some other things. But that's when you look at it, I had, I don't know, maybe 7 bags full of food, right? Because one thing that could be dangerous right now for many is they're sitting in a house and under the assumption that they have to buy food and canned food and box food that last long, right? It might last long, but we all know that's processed food. So what are you doing? You're putting extreme amount of sugars in you. You're putting extreme amount of carbohydrates in you. And they're not net. They're complex. So, you're not putting the good stuff inside that's actually helping you build your immune system. You're weakening it, right? Because all this processed food that you put into it, your body is starting to create more mucus, right? Your body's creating more of the mucus that actually traps this to get rid of it. But when it creates so much, you get overflooded like anything else, right? When you pour too much into a cup of water, it overflows, and and not being active, right? Being in the house, I advise everybody, listen, order a trampoline, a little small bouncer, right? It's a rebounder. It's one of the best exercises you can do a couple times a day, 10, 15 minutes at a time, to get your lymphatic system moving, right? Your heart is a natural pump. Your heart pumps, right? Your lymphatic system doesn't. It's not a pump. Like, you have to pump it. When you move, that's when it pumps. So if you don't do that and you get congested and you start to get sick, like, this is what happens, right? Because we have pores when we sweat. But there's different ways that toxins release from our body, and just using the bathroom and eating the way you're eating, that's not enough, right? you have to combat it at all different ways. So if you really want to stay healthy, especially in a time like this, I'm sure you can go for a walk, right? And I'm sure you can, do some jumping jacks and jump ropes and push-ups, and trampoline would be the best thing. And just stay active, move your heart, get your heart beating.
Yeah.
Right. It's key to do so, because if not, when you go to climb a set of steps, when you go back to work in these buildings, business in the corporate world or whatever it is, you're going to feel your heart and you're going to be like, holy shit. You know what I mean? So, and you're going to tend to get sick. Right. So just start to detox your body. And, one thing that, and understand, I got a lot of questions about this. I was in Puerto Rico for a while, Tony, I go back and forth a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And when I was out there, I did a 6-day fruit fast, right? I'm always doing my 5-day water fast, 3 to 5 days once a month, always. But, and I'll explain why that's so good. But I did a fruit fast, which I do often too when I was out there, right? I had fruit in the backyard. I was just plucking it from the tree, and I went and did some shopping. So I was cleansing myself. So now, about 3 to 4 days in, I started getting little sniffles, like, all right, here we go. It's starting to come out now, right? Because what's going on is your body's cleansing itself. Because remember, fruit cleanses you. It detoxes you. Vegetables, right, that rebuilds you, right? So when you're eating greens, that rebuilds you. But the fruit, that's what's cleaning you out. And it's giving you everything that you need, right? So when I did that for the 6 days, the last 2 days, I started getting a little stuffy. And why was that? I was working out, right? I was moving around, but what happens is, because your body has so much inside of it, it has to get it out. So a lot of people, when they go through this, or when they say, "Oh man, I started eating healthy and I started to get sick," well, that's actually a good thing. It's like if you're breaking the dopamine fix from the sugar, right? You're gonna get them 2 or 3 days where you're gonna feel like shit, but that's a good thing because you're getting rid of it. So once your body starts to get rid of it, over that mountain, you feel amazing.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, it's always a little bit, as they say, it's darkest before dawn. So very much like, that when you're working out, it's, I forget who it was, if it was Muhammad Ali or somebody said it. The only reps that count are the ones that hurt, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like, when you're detoxing, the last day or two, or the days that hurt are the ones that count. It's not
100%.
Not doing the easy push-ups. Anybody can go down. Well, most people can go down and give 10 push-ups. It's that 25th and 32nd.
The last one. Yep. The last one that counts, brother.
That hurt, but those are the ones that count. When you're detoxing, when you're going through it, it's the same thing. So one of the things that I wanted to ask is actually, well, I'll make a statement. So a rebounder obviously is that little trampoline that you can jump up and down on. But one of the easy ways that people can do it is if you just stand up. If you just stand up and you get on your tippy toes, right? You get on your toes and you just do like a bounce, like from your toes to your back down to flat foot.
Yeah.
Flat foot, and just kind of jump up and down and shake your hands at the same time. That'll get your lymphatic system going as well, in case you don't have a rebounder, you can't get a rebounder, you don't have the space for a rebounder, whatever it is. But just jump up and down, like, again, jogging or jumping jacks, or certainly, again, just getting on the tips of your toes and doing just a slight bounce up and down for a couple of minutes will not only reinvigorate and energize you, but it'll also help with the detoxification. So, and the next
breathing.
Yeah, and certainly breathing. Important breathing. And
nice breaths throughout the day.
Yeah, deep diaphragmic breaths, not just
like box breathing. Go in through your nose 6 seconds all the way up. Some people do 4 seconds. 6 seconds is strong. Hold it for 4 and throw it out for 16. Nice and easy, nice and slow. Take it all the way out, right? And just continue to do that. Do that. If you could do it for a minute, 2 minutes, 4 to 5 times a day, you'll be amazed at how much oxygen you put inside of your body. Yeah. One, that's going to completely heal. It's going to help you heal anything, and it's going to give you so much energy. Just breathing.
Yeah. So I'm just going to break that down and give you a little more detail on that. The box breathing is, so most people can't, it's hard for them to do 6 seconds or 10 seconds. Some people can do it for longer, but it's normally you start at 4 seconds. So you take a breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. So let's do it together. You ready to do it together?
Let's do it.
You breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Inhale for 4 seconds. So that's the cycle. It's inhale for 4 seconds, hold, for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold, inhale for 4 seconds. So it's on the inhale for 4, hold, exhale 4, hold, inhale 4, hold. So, and that's the box breathing.
You know, right now, especially with times like this, Tone, why that is so important and to do that too is because everybody's cortisol levels are so high. Everybody's stressing, right, about what's going on in the world right now, whether it's your finances or the disease, or the virus, whatever it is. When you do breathing exercise like that, but within 5 minutes, you actually lower your cortisol levels up to 50%.
Fascinating. Did not know that.
Yes.
You know, Sonia rather comes on here and says, actually, let's see. She says hello. And then Elle says, such good information. Thank you for that. Sandy, hey, Sandy, says deep breath. Absolutely. And then Sonia says alternate water between hot and cold and in showers. And hot and cold water in the shower, yeah, because that'll force your lymphatic system, because the cold water will force you to constrict, and the hot water will open it up.
Yeah, well. To go deeper into that, it's not just the lymphatic system with that. That's your mitochondria. So when you're taking a shower after you finish or whatever, I do it all the time. I'll step out, I'll turn the thing full blast cold, and then I'll step back in there for about 30 seconds, right? And you just start, you know, once you get used to it. Because some people, when you go in there, you're like, you know, they breathe real fast because it's cold. But once you get in there, and what that's doing is that's shocking, and it's killing off the bad mitochondria, and it's allowing the new ones to regrow.
Yeah. So there's a lot to be done for the hot and cold. So yeah, if you've never tried a cold shower, go for it. I had somebody challenge me to do it, and I did it for about a month. I would just go in, but in fairness, I would just go in. I would turn it to the temperature that I would always want, you know, where you want. You know, the gauge is going to be for the temperature you want. But I would get in there, I would turn it, and then it would take about 45 seconds for the water to warm up. So I took a 45-second freezing water shower because I have well water. So I think that's actually colder than most water. At least it sure as heck felt like it. Yeah. Sandy says Wim Hof, and
yes,
said no cold during Corona. Okay. Fascinating. So
yes, she's absolutely right. You know why? Because viruses, they can stay in the cold. They don't like heat. Remember, it hangs up here. So viruses do not like heat. So
hot showers, everybody. You hear that, Amanda?
The steam, the hot steam in the shower. If you're taking a shower, right, and you stand right in the middle and take deep breaths through your nose with the hot steam, that's very good for you.
Yeah.
Tea right now, the heat, anything that's very hot that you can take in is very good for you.
Yeah. Well, good. That's a great tip. Thank you for that. So yeah, and drinking water. So Sonia said water, drinking lots of water, that'll help detox you. Again, what's one thing that people can do? And I'll just ask this as a bit of a, I'm not going to say a cheat, but as a bit of a cheat, that where, you know, if they're not eating the healthiest foods, what can they do? What's one or two things that they can do that will help their system to detox maybe a little bit more, or that'll at least support them?
Yeah, then if they're not eating that great of food, they got to pump some vitamins. I would do at least 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day, and vitamin D3, I would do at least 10,000. And make sure you got K2 supplement, because that helps it absorb better into your body. I was actually looking some stuff up recently with this Corona stuff, and they said one of the things that they're treating people with is up to 25,000 units of vitamin C combined with vitamin D3. And they say it's very powerful with what it's doing. But yeah, those are probably two of the fastest ones if they don't eat right. To just make sure you pump that into you, because and iron, you want to have like magnesium, iron. Moringa has it. There's different things that you can take for that. Iodine pills, stuff like that.
Magnesium supplements as well. I know that's something that, and actually I just started, you know what I just started doing finally? I started taking Juice Plus. Lauren Lahav, I think you know Lauren as well. She signed me up, so I'm doing the Juice Plus thing, just a supplement, because who can't use a little bit more, a little more healthy supplements in their life, especially.
Yeah. I mean, shit, Tone, I've been selling the vitamins like crazy right now, because it's everything that's inside of it. Yeah.
And Fatima says yes for hot showers, and that she's been taking vitamin D and C daily. Absolutely. Listen,
Nice.
everybody should be supplementing right now, because even, are the organic food, and this is part of the challenge, right? Even the organic food that we have these days isn't the same organic food that we had 50 years ago. Just because
100%.
the same, the water's not the same, the soil quality isn't the same. So all we can do is be as organic as possible and supplement with whatever we can.
Yeah.
As healthy as possible, because the best thing you can do right now to keep yourself from contracting the virus, or if you get the virus, to keep yourself healthy, is just to stay healthy. Stay healthy.
Yes.
Stanley. Hey, Stanley. He says, what is the thought about, hold on, I have to, I don't want to, but I have to. What is the thought about D3 and thinning blood? The nursing staff always asks if I've started back on D3. Any thoughts there? Great question.
It all depends on if you got something else going on inside of your immune system. If you have other complications on what's going on, like D3s or like turmeric. The turmeric, I take that every single day, and that's also, it could be a blood thinner, right? It all depends on what else you got going on. Everybody's different.
Yeah, you should always, I had a financial guy yesterday, and we were talking, and says, but always consult your financial planner, your accountant, your attorney before making your decisions. So now we'll say the same thing.
Always consult your doctor, yeah.
Doctor, and ask questions before, especially if you don't have anything, any ongoing condition, pre-existing condition, then all we're talking about is all natural stuff. But
yeah. So Tone, on a normal, I usually do about 4,000 to 5,000 D3 a day, and about 2,000 about vitamin C a day. That's what I usually do normal. But with everything that's going on, I just been double dosing.
Really? I've not been increasing my dosages like that. I guess it's good that I'm talking to you. Sandy says, Tony and Sage Robbins are taking elderberry syrup by Gaia, liquid B12, liquid zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C every 3 hours. Listen, Sandy, stop breaking into their house, because you're going to get caught.
Yeah, everything that they're taking, the elderberry, that's actually it's becoming sold out right now, because so many people are starting to take that. Exactly. B12 is great. The only reason you really got to take extra B12 is if you eat more of a vegan lifestyle, like more of a just pure plants. But if you have other things involved in your body, you really, B12 is great, absolutely, but you don't have to double and triple dose on that. Liquid zinc is the iron, yes, absolutely. Vitamin D and C every 3 hours. Yes, and just keep pumping it. Absolutely. Yeah. And it keeps you immune. It's giving you, what you're doing is you're putting extra army inside of your body to build your immune, for your immune to fight back.
That's it. Listen, preparing your immune system is the best. Elle says, I love your drink, Danny Torres. She's right. I love your drink too. And by the way, I've got to get some more of it. I gotta go online. I gotta go online and make my order. By the way, to speak of online, you know what? What's the place where they can go to get? So Danny has this own formulation of this energy drink, vitamin. It's really not an energy drink. It's a vitamin booster that he has. That's amazing. So much more than any other shot that you'll ever have. If you want to talk a little bit about that, but give me a website where people can find that actually.
Live Green, livestrong.com.
Live Green.
Livestrong.com.
Anything nice?
For all fruits, man. If you get on a fruit detox, you'll be surprised on the stuff that if you was to go on fruits, and I'm not saying become a fruitarian, but if you was to start eating a lot more fruits, especially for the eyes, man, a lot more berries, melons, that'll cleanse you out.
Awesome. Good to know.
Yes, of course, carrots and stuff like that too, with vitamin A's and stuff like that. But
so let's see. Yeah, my pleasure, Stanley. Stanley says, thank you. Sandy says she loves your drink also. Oh, yeah. And then Sandy went on. Sandy, you have to be a little faster than my slow fingers to type in the Live Green, Live Strong. But thank you for that. All fruit will.
Sandy's the best, man.
All fruit will screw your liver up. Well, so will all vodka, but who's counting?
Well, I wouldn't say it'll screw your liver up. You gotta be. I wouldn't overdose on fruit, throughout the day. Like I said, I've done fruit fasts a lot. But I'm not going crazy amount, because remember, it's different type of sugars, and it depends on what you're doing. I'm not. So in other words, depending on the fruit that you do every day, it cleanses you out. It's not I don't agree with the whole with the liver. I don't agree with that.
Well, it says Sandy's saying it's too much sugar. The reality of it is anything. Listen, everything in moderation, right? Including moderation. And yes, the argument could be said that there's too much fruit. There's too much sugar in fruit, but the sugar in fruit is also simple sugars. It's not a complex sugar. It's not artificially made. It's not distilled. It's more of a your body process.
It's what your body needs.
Yeah, your body processes it a lot easier. I mean, the argument is also made all the time where you should have seasonal fruits wherever you live because that's how nature intended it, right? So certainly in the summer, you should eat more of the local fruits to your area, or at least where you're from, we'll call it originally, because that's kind of where, then again, how many of us know where we're from originally anyway, right? But that's really kind of the way that we're wired. Listen, the arguments could be made on one side or the other. The one thing I can say that eating healthy is better than not healthy. And eating
100% is
better than eating potato chips in season, right? Even though I'm not knocking potato chips, I have my healthy dose of that as well. But again, I say it all the time. Everything in moderation, including moderation. Listen, I just want to go back to the breathing thing. And I had this conversation the other day with another guest that I had on, but I'm going to repeat it again because I think it's so important. And obviously the audience has changed along the way. So one of the things that I was speaking, and I think it might have been with Brian Bradley from Megascu, we were talking about, it was actually with him because I was giving some numbers like, no, it's exactly this. And then he says, oh, it's not. He's just messing with me. One of the things that we do, and one of the things that one of the best things that you can do right now to stay healthy is reduce your alcohol intake, which again, we're all home and, I'm not going to say that I'm not having wine every couple of days or every day. But again, in moderation, there's nothing wrong with having a glass of wine, but again, not getting yourself to the point that you're doing your body damage. And the other thing is to stop smoking. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today that she quit smoking, but she still uses Juul or whatever that is. And I said, listen, you got to stop that because you're beating up on your lungs. And that's really where people are suffering the most. So if you smoke, stop smoking. There's no better reason. There's no better time or excuse, so to speak, not that you need one, to quit smoking as you are today. But the argument's made, well, smoking helps me relax.
It's not the smoking, it's the breathing.
It's the breathing, exactly where I was going. It's because you're taking a diaphragmatic breath. Yes. Diaphragmatic is different because when people say take a deep breath, they fill the top part of their lungs, but the reality of it is about 25 or 30% of the oxygen receptors are on the lower third of your lungs, right? Or I'm sorry, the 25%, well, 25% of your lungs have more oxygen receptors than the rest of your lungs. So when you're taking it, so here's the thing: when you smoke, you're actually taking a diaphragmatic breath.
The inhaling, it's the inhale when they're like.
Exactly. For those who don't understand and believe that, take a regular deep breath right now. Now I want you to make believe, for those of you who smoked before, make believe you're smoking a cigarette and breathe the same way.
I did this with a client, Tone, and you know what I did? They said, oh, well, it's hard because they didn't realize that they was doing it just to take a break at work. So this is what I told them. I said, listen, if you're at work and they say smoke break, whatever it is, instead of going to the same area outside where everybody else is at, go to a different area, do your exact same routine, just don't have a cigarette in your hand. The same breathing, sit there, stand there, relax, take your break, do the exact same concept of what you was doing if you was to inhale a cigarette, and let me know how you feel. They called me immediately the next day and they was like, I actually feel a little like better without the lightheadedness. And I said, it's breathing. It's all about the breathing. It's really not the nicotine.
Yeah. It's not about putting smoke in your lungs, but the reality of it is those people that do that, they're actually putting oxygen, albeit they're putting air, albeit polluted air, into that part of their lungs. So that's why they're actually relaxing. So, but again, breathing is important, and stop smoking. Or certainly reduce your smoking at the very least during these times, especially because it could save your life. Anyway, so let's move on from there. So we talked about doing some cleansing. Tell us about your water cleanse and how what that's like.
I'll start off with 2 days of juicing. And then I'll go 3 days water, straight water. Or sometimes I'll do straight 5-day water. But the most one that I do usually monthly is 2 days of juicing, and then the next 3 days are just water. And if I really feel like I might be congested or I want to get some stuff out, I'll make sure I squeeze some lemon in the water. It's room temperature, and I would eat some grapes. And the grapes helps you cleanse out a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was having some grapes just before coming on because the grapes and grapes are great. The darker grapes I think are a little bit healthier for you.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Blueberries are an essential part of what you should be consuming every day as far as food goes. And I just want to make a comment to Danielle, who's watching on YouTube. She says that she's not seeing everyone's comments. No, because if you're not on the comments, like the people that comment on YouTube will show up on YouTube. People that'll comment on Facebook will show up on Facebook. But I do put a lot of the comments up on the screen here, Danielle. So thanks for here. I'll see, like I'm just putting your comment up here now. So I will put most of the comments up here as well. Elle also says, again, about your juice, so good that her seven-year-old daughter drinks it daily as well. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, go on to Live Green, Live Strong and order some of those. Those are fantastic. I'm running low. Like I said, I've got to resupply myself.
Yeah, I created the drink when that whole drink came about after whatever I went through with the leukemia situation. I started creating crazy concoctions, right? Mixing different drinks and fast forward down the line, I wanted to create something. I had a vision where I wanted to create a plant-based supplement line that when they eat or when they take a supplement or when they drink a vitamin, that it's real. That if you use a get a blood test, the stuff that's inside is actually going to come out in your blood, right? If you test for it. You know, there's a lot of supplement companies out there, and I found this out myself. When you order something, you go to take it, they literally just put a pinch of it inside of the pill or the drink just to put it on the label. So I had a vision. I was like, I want to put this on a drink. I want to make a creative drink out of 80% of stuff that I was using, but also sitting in these big seminars, right? I've seen everybody with these sugary drinks, and I'm like, I want to create something that they can take, and it's natural and it's healthy for them. And that's why the drink, like days like it's a 2-ounce bottle, so that's actually a 2-day supply. But especially with what's going on, I'll take the whole bottle each day. And that's what says when people say, "Oh, I feel great, I feel energetic," because there's no caffeine or anything in it. It's completely it's free of everything, right? But what happens is you're literally taking a vitamin blast. And that's why you feel great. That's why you get more clarity, and you're just like, I feel great because it's giving your body what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns for.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm just reading some of these comments on there from some of the people on YouTube as well. I just want to take this moment to just ask everyone to share this video. Obviously, Danny's dropping a lot of great content here. Share this video with anyone that you think needs to watch it. Click share now and just share it out. Tag some friends, whoever you think may need to see it, and because who doesn't need this, especially in today's world. So Betty says that wild blueberries from Maine pull out disease from the body, and she goes on to say that the freezer section in most supermarkets have the wild blueberry, the Wyman's brand. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Betty. Yes, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah. Sandy asks, what do you think about baking soda? Because I've been hearing about the bicarbonate mixture of that in hot water at night, because I guess they're doing that a lot.
Yeah, so with baking soda, I wouldn't do it every day. If you do it once every other day, maybe a teaspoon of it, it's actually very, very powerful for your immune system.
Awesome. So there you go. There's another great tip.
Another thing I want to speak about, Tone, with everything that's going on, everybody's home, right? Now's the time, like your logo says, right? Get up and grow. Now's the time to take advantage. Like, what are you doing with this time now, right? What are you doing at home? Is there something that you always wanted to build, whether it's a business or a nonprofit or something that you wanted to do, even exercise or working out, right? Changing your body, just what can you change in your life right now that's some type of habits, or what else can you pick up? What else can you learn? What book can you read? Right? There's a lot of things that people are, I speak to certain people and I feel like they're not taking advantage much of this time and they're watching a little too much TV. Now, listen, if that's what you do, then I'm not knocking it. But, I would invite you to really dig deep on serving from your identity, right? Serve and think of something that you can serve on now where you're doing it from your identity. People say, oh, a lot of businesses are hurting right now. Well, look at it on the other side where, okay, well, if they are hurting, let's say you want to build a business and you want to take it online, which is probably the best thing to do at the moment. Monetize your message. Another thing is with businesses, in another month or two, probably for quite a few months, but another month or two, you could pretty much buy a business that you really want, that you're aligned with, that your identity calls for, and you're being true. That gives you fulfillment, right? You could potentially buy for $1. I mean, you might have money on the back end, but you can own or finance a lot of businesses coming up because there's going to be a lot of retirees that want to just retire. They want to get out of the business. So look outside the box, right? And if you want to build a business, look outside the box. Like, start putting the tools down on what you need, right? I just started a whole group coaching for this because a lot of people was asking me questions about it, and I was like, you know what? It's time to help out for that, right? So start looking inside, like, what is it, something that you wanted to do? And it doesn't even have to just be a business, but I really wish and I really invite everybody that is home, right, with this time, structure something different out for your life, right? Structure a different schedule. Hold yourself accountable. If you're getting a little too comfortable waking up a little too late, wake up a little earlier, right? They say, oh, I'm busy at home, my kids, I have a full plate. Make your plate bigger. Wake up earlier, go to sleep later. Like, there's always another thing to do. And I feel like these times right now, if you look at it, not for the negative, but if you look at it for the positive, and if you look at it, where can I grow right now? Where can I get up and grow, right, Tone? I think there's so much room for growth with this downtime. This is something that, I'm 37 years old, right? I'm not sure age-wise, but I've never seen nothing like this where you're stuck at home, quarantined for this amount of time, right? Maybe a snowstorm, you're stuck in, 24 hours, right? Like, we're literally in the house or wherever it is that you are. Take advantage of this, because it's going to be probably a very, very long time we're ever going to get this again. So look at it differently. Look at it differently.
I agree with you 100%. Take advantage of this time to do all the things that you said that you wish you had time to do. Finish that project, work on your garden, work on your yard if you've got one, paint that room,
yes,
do whatever that is, read that book, do that program. I've been talking about that day in and day out. Watch, instead of sitting down and watching Netflix all day. And if you watch Netflix, there's plenty of things there that are going to feed your mind and educational stuff. There's programs that Harvard and Yale are putting out for free, some of the most popular programs. There's so many people putting out so much great content right now, either for free or for a super low cost. Invest in yourself, invest in your future, invest in your business, in your relationship, in your health. Because now
relationship. I want to talk about that too, Tone. I want to talk about that too. If you're stuck at home, whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship, how are you showing up? Because now it's like you're in each other's face all day, or you're alone all day. So how are you showing up in both ways, right? What are you doing when you're by yourself most of the time, and what are you doing in a relationship most of the time? Don't allow your children or something else say, oh, well, their kids are home all day. No, make sure you structure something out for you guys. Don't forget, you can still have a date night at home, right? Like I said, put the kid to sleep earlier. Or if you're single, start asking yourself, like, is this the way I want to live the rest of my life? Or can I start structuring out my wants and my needs and start finding that one person that it is that you want, right? So, like, there's so many different aspects of life, from health, relationship, business, that we can go in right now. And the one question I want to say, and I read this question a while back. I do a lot of mindset stuff, right? And it's a question that you can ask yourself. Close your eyes, no matter what it is. Close your eyes and put yourself in the experience. What if I'm where I want to be right now? What if I'm with who I want to be right now? Right? And really feel it. Really feel, how would that feel? Right? If you was with the person that you truly want to be with, because 9 times out of 10, the person you want to be with is yourself. Meaning, you want to meet someone that's kind of like you, but yeah, they are the opposite, right? Because you want to but you want to be the best of one part, they want to be the best in another part, you want to grow together. But what I'm saying is, you want someone that's going to understand you. And when you're in a relationship, it's like, okay, well, how can we build? We're in this house every single day. How can we build? How can we build together? How can we build the business together, our relationship together? How can we take this to the next level? Like, we have time now to communicate and really work on anything that there is. Because I see with this whole quarantine, I see relationships happening and I see a lot of relationships separating, right? And it's sad, but it's true, because now it's like, all right, well, I don't like this, I don't like that, but you don't communicate it. If you're home with a significant other right now, or by yourself, whatever it is, communication is key, right? Communicate with yourself. If I was to experience exactly what it is that I want to experience, how would I feel? And then make that a reality. And I don't care what it is. Like, if there's something that you truly want and you could work for it, look, there's nothing holding you back but yourself and the stories and the excuses and the stuff that you keep telling yourself. Like, step up, look in that mirror, tell yourself you are enough. Tell yourself you are enough, and just fight and build and grow. Tony, there's something that I do every day, and it's called my morning formula, right? I learned this in I took some from a book, right? The morning route, the Miracle Morning, right? And I got some from other stuff from another course that I took, right? And I put it together, and now what I do is so it's like a vision board, right? And instead of just a vision board, it's a live document that I keep. And I can go in there every day. I could put new stuff, take stuff out, but it's different sections. And the very first section, every morning I go through the very first section, and the rest of it I'll scan. Because if I stay there reading, I'll be there for like an hour, right? But I have my affirmations towards the end, and I got my identity, and I got my theater of the mind. I got my wants and my needs, and I have different things on how I want to show up, who I want to show up as, who I must be. And I built my identity. So every morning when I wake up, I go into this and I read the very first part. And this will keep me grounded, because there's times that we're human. Nobody's fucking perfect. So there's times where I don't want to do nothing, or I feel like I don't feel like doing nothing today, or whatever. Like, I'll read it. Like, that is my morning mission, is I have to, if I don't read it, sometimes I feel like, all right, Danny, who are you supposed to be today? What is it that you want to accomplish today? And it keeps me grounded, you know? So I invite anyone to, I'll be more than happy to send it. It doesn't matter. It's some personal stuff, but I don't care. Like, I'll send it if you need help building something out. Just, inbox me, I guess. But it's very powerful. Like, people make a vision board, right? Tony, Date with Destiny, we make vision boards all the time, right? But if you have a live vision board where you can see it on your phone every day, you can see it here. And I'm not just talking about a picture. I'm something that you might want to change something or add something, and it's live. To me, it's been very, very powerful for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, and I think you're so on point, and a morning routine is so important. And you said something before that is poignant. So many people are just getting used to sleeping late and just sleeping all day or whatever it is. It's so important to have a morning routine, and B, try to stay on more or less on the schedule that you're going to need to stay on. And I, again, said this the other day, but certain things you can't say enough. When this economy gets roaring again, it gets back in gear, starts going, you're not going to have the flexibility to say, you know what, I'm gonna ease into getting up earlier. So ease into getting up earlier now. Cut back, and add to your day. Add time to your day, and have a morning routine. Right? I mean, my morning routine, it involves at least 5 days a week. I'm out the door, and I'm doing my gratitude, I'm doing my incantations, affirmations, whatever, and I'm getting exercise, I'm doing breathing routines and that sort of thing. So it's so important to keep a morning routine and to look at a vision board of some sort, so that you can envision, not just because it's great to think about it, but it's even better to look at it and see it, right? And write it down and say, what is it that I'm going after? What do I want? Who do I want to become?
Yeah.
Maybe what am I moving away from? You know
why I told him? Because people will sit here and tell you, do morning affirmations. Listen, a morning affirmation, it needs to become a morning affirmation, right? Yeah. Because there's affirmations that they just might not stick with you, and it might stick with you at a later date in your life, or something that served you in your past. But things need to change, right? With grow, you're growing, so you might want to grow that. You do want to grow that, right? And consistency is in clarity, that when you maintain that, and every morning, if that sets you up, like that's what sets me up. If not, my days, sometimes I get a little confused, right? When I say confused, I mean like something happens, because shit happens, right? So there's always something that comes in there, and I have block time. All right, well, that's why I can deal with that, right? Same thing with emails and phones, texts, and social media is like, turn the notifications off. Just because you're home doesn't mean you have to be on this stuff, right? Set up times, literally set up times where you're going to check this stuff. And everybody talks about it, but I have it in my morning formula. I have it in there. Like, I don't check emails or texts at certain times. I just don't do it, right? My daughters know, like, if they need me, they'll call me. You know what I mean? So, there's so many different things that somebody can implement right now and take advantage of and build out their real, true, new identity for when everything starts to get better. They're ready. They got the rubber band. They're like a rubber band, and they're ready to launch into their greatness. Like, just get ready. Get ready. Right now is the time to get ready.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And so just to touch back on what you were saying, I think that's so important, is schedule times. And that's something that I'm working on, to be honest. I'm still guilty of that. But it's even more important now that we're home so much with our families or your significant other, for those of us who are in a relationship, but we take for granted how much we're actually on the phone. So by not being on the phone, it allows you to be more present with your kids, more present with your significant other, more present with whoever it is that you're speaking with, instead of checking the phone all the time. So it's so important setting those times. And I'm trying to set those boundaries for myself. And I say, I'm not trying, I'm doing. I'm just not.
Yeah, get rid of that word trying. Yeah, trying doesn't exist. Trying can't. That's like can't, right? It shouldn't exist. And, exactly. and excuse. See what Sandy says. I just seen it right now. Maybe I'm seeing it a little late. It says, "What if you're all work, no play?" Then Sandy, let me ask you a question. What kind of fulfillment do you have in life?
Right.
Right? What kind of fulfillment do you have? Because, you got to have some type of fun. You can't just say you're all work, all play.
Because
then what do you...
Yeah, if you're all work and no play, you're not rewarding yourself for the amount of hard work that you do. And then
yes.
You're going to resent what it is that you're doing. Because remember, as the saying goes, when you ask somebody on their deathbed, nobody says, so what do you regret in life, or what do you wish you had done more of? Nobody says, I wish I had worked more. I wish I had spent more time at the office. I wish I had made more money. No, they say, I wish I had spent more time with my family, spent more friends, traveled more, experienced life more, lived more. So make sure you do that, because that's rewarding yourself.
Yeah, don't be one of the treasurers in the cemetery, man.
Yeah, I don't want to be the richest man in the cemetery.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Absolutely. Then she goes on to say, incantations use your body. Yes, so important when you're doing incantations. Incantations.
The movement. Yep.
Yeah, it's the movement. For those who don't know what the incantations and affirmations are, it's when you say, because you can speak life and love and health and vitality and hope into yourself, just like you can speak gloom and doom, right? But the point is, when you're doing your incantations, and you say, like the I am statements, you say, I am strength, I am courage, I am passion, I am love, I am peace, I am
feel it. Yeah, feel it with the levels of energy, right?
Yes,
that's a great book, Levels of Energy. I just finished it, and man, let me tell you, I did Power versus Force about a while back, and I just did Levels of Energy, and it breaks it down, the energy that we put out. And exactly the way you said, you see how you change your tone, and how first you owned it, and then you got a little soft tone with the love. Like, it talks about that energy and how it sits and how we own it, and it becomes us. It's very, that's energy is key.
Because if I said, I am strength, I am courage, I'm hope, I'm love, I'm excitement, I'm energy. Doesn't matter what you say. You've got to feel it. You've got to live it. You've got to experience it, because that's how you're going to say those incantations. You've got to say, I am love, and really feel it, and touch your body wherever you're feeling that emotion. I am courage. Yes. Make the face, you pound your chest, or you squeeze your fist, or whatever it is, right? I am passionate.
Yes.
Speak it. Speak life into yourself, because we can do that, right? We can speak life into ourselves just like we can speak anything else. So what else? What's another part of your morning routine that keeps you healthy and looking as good looking as you are?
I do my morning routine. I wake up, I do the morning routine. Before I would hit the gym right away. Now I work out in the house. I meditate. I've been doing a lot more transcendental meditation than I was doing a lot of. Excuse me. I was doing a lot of Joe Dispenza meditation, but now I do a little more transcendental because the TM to me it's fast, quick. I get in and out. 20 minutes in. I do it twice a day. Midday, if I'm feeling tired, bro, I do the trans and it just I don't know. It gives you a lot of energy, man. A lot of energy. And then I don't eat. I won't eat because if I'm up at 5:30, 6 o'clock now because we're home and I want to get back to my 5:30s. Which I do, but it's like a natural alarm clock, right? I don't eat until about 11 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock. Everything is just morning waters, teas. I drink teas every morning. I drink a tea every morning and every night. And every night I'll drink my chamomile tea. And every morning I'll drink my green tea.
Nice. So drinking tea in the morning, that's good too. So you do your gym, so do you have a night routine?
I journal. I journal. Yeah, I journal. So a lot of people do it in the morning. I like to do it at night. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes. And I'll journal. I'll read different books at night too. So sometimes I have scheduled right now I haven't been doing it because I've been really, really working on this one course that I'm doing and that I'm building out. But I usually do different type of books throughout the day. So I'll do a personal development one, and then I'll do a business one, or I'll do a health one, and then I'll do a business one. I'm always doing a business one, just because it settles me. It's different books gives me different energy, right? If I'm reading something about health, I get excited. If I'm reading something about business, I'm so focused. I'm so in it. If I'm reading something about personal development, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I could fix myself here. I could work this. You know what I mean? Like I can grow here. So, but nighttime is a lot of my journaling. I read a book or a journal. No phone. Stay away from the phones at nighttime.
Nice. There's something else that I was telling somebody yesterday is because how you wake up in the morning, and it's funny that I said that yesterday. I said, don't go to sleep watching the news, or don't go to sleep watching, a super anxiety movie or a horror movie or anything like that, because it will actually affect your sleep, whether you watch it just before going to sleep, or a lot of people tend to have the TV on while they sleep. And I said that, and overnight I woke up and I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. My wife likes to sleep with the TV on, which drives me a little nuts, but hey, listen, it is what it is. And I hear of coronavirus and I'm like,
yeah, it messes you up. Yeah.
I woke up and I said, please change the channel. I don't need to be sleeping with this. It actually woke me up. So be careful what you ingest at night, right? And again, just like reading a book, make sure that you're reading a book that's not going to hype you up. Don't be reading a thriller or an anxiety causing book, right? Read something that's going to calm you down. Watch something that's going to calm you down. If anything, watch a comedy. Watch something that's going to be uplifting. That's going to actually put you in a great state to sleep and sleep. And if preferably don't have the TV on at all, but if you do, make sure that it's just something that's mild and light, because you'll sleep better. And
you know what I do sometimes, Tone? Sometimes our minds just. I have a very creative mind, very visionary. I'm always like thinking. At nighttime, I'll put one of them nighttime sleep meditations on, and I'll put the binaural beats, it's called, and I put the earphones on, and I'm out quick. I'm out real, and I can get some deep sleep with that. You go on YouTube and you can find there's so many different type and different energies, different frequencies. And bro, I get some deep sleep when I do that.
Yeah, somebody told me about that, and I've not tapped into it. I've got to get a little information off you from you offline. Sorry about that. I thought I had turned my ringer off, but I did turn my ringer off. Something else is coming in hot. Yeah, so that's awesome. Listen, we're kind of coming to the top of the hour, so. What are some last words, some last tips, some last words of wisdom that you can share with the audience right now?
With everything that's going on, just remember everything is temporary. Every single thing in life is temporary. Nothing is permanent, right? And change, people say, with the world changing now. And listen, change is the only thing that's consistent in your life. Change is the only thing that's consistent in the world. right?
Yeah.
So just accept that. Just accept that change is the only thing that is consistent in this world, and temporary is everything. Everything is even you, your body, your furniture, your house, your loved ones, your kids. Everything is temporary. So just take that with a grain of salt with everything that's going on, right? And just understand, like, use now that it's happening for you. It's not happening to you. Whatever's going on, even if you lost all of your money, right? I lost some money in stock, I lost some big money, but it is what it is. You know why? Because it happened for me, because now I'm learning different ways to go about it, right? There's different things I'm learning in the house. There's different things I'm cleaning in the house. There's just allow your mind to expand. Everything happening for you instead of to you, and come out of this, mini recession, whatever you want to call it, this mini quarantine. Come out of it with power. Come out of it on a race line, ready to go, and grab life, man. Just grab a hold of it and make it the best. Nobody in the world is really thinking about you, just you. And make it your best for you. Live your true identity, your authentic self. Be in alignment with who you are. Nobody else. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't worry about what they're saying, what they're doing, what they're thinking about you. You do what you want to do. And that's it. Because remember, in the world, you're born alone in this world and you die alone in this world. Remember that.
Love that. One of the things I say a lot is, you ever try to pay your bills with other people's opinions? It doesn't work so good. Listen, right. You sparked something you said. Change is inevitable. You said that, and that's important. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional.
Yes.
Right? How you're handling change is how you're going to experience life. So growth is optional, my friends. So just keep that in mind. What's one thing to give up if you're trying to lose weight? Asks Danielle.
I don't know what it is that you're eating or drinking, but I would get rid of the naked calories in any type of sugary drinks. Drink nothing but water right now. That's the fastest way. And if you are drinking a lot of water and whatever it is that you're starting to eat, I would this is different for everybody, man, because everybody's body, everybody's body is different on how they burn carbohydrates, on how they burn fats. Everybody's body is different. So I would have to know a little more. If you can give me a little more detailed on some type of foods, or if you want to send me a message maybe, and I can guide you the right way. I don't want to give you the wrong information. It's like a doctor, right? I can't give you a prescription if I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I've been doing, like I said, I've been taking vitamins anyway, but I just started doing the whole Boost Plus vitamins that a friend of mine put me onto. And something else I started doing is doing the ketones, taking ketones, which helps you get into ketosis, which helps you automatically burn fat.
But here goes the thing, Tony. If you're not eating correctly for that specific ketosis, you're not going to get in ketone. You'll never get into it.
Ketosis, but you're going to get, well, listen, for the most part, you've got to try to find out what works with you and what works with your system, just like you said.
Exactly, because some people could do intermittent fasting, other people could do every 2-3 hours. Like it depends on what it is exactly is that you're eating and what you're going for.
Awesome. So listen, Danielle asks, which I was about to ask you, how can people reach you, my friend?
Social media, Danny Torres. My website, DannyTorres.com. My supplements, livegreen, livestrong.com. All of them have a link where you can click to send me emails or send me a messenger.
Yeah, and Danny Torres, Torres. So DannyTorres.com. Danny, just when we're done with this, maybe you put all your contact information.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Absolutely.
Right. The comments, that way everybody can find you. For those of you to find me on Instagram, I'm Tony Rodriguez 2.0, Tony Rodriguez with an S 2.0 on Instagram, and certainly on Facebook you're finding me here. And the website is down right now, being worked on, but the website is GetUpNGrow.com, GetUp_NGrow.com. I appreciate everybody being here. Danny, I appreciate you being here, brother.
Tony, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody for listening in. I hope I served, and if there's any other way I can serve, just send me a message, man. I'm always willing to help.
Yeah, and continue posting your questions here, and I'll make sure that either I'm answering them, I'll have Danny answer them, I'll have him monitor the stream as well. So we'll continue to answer them. This is, of course, streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook. And I welcome you to watch and join me on YouTube, and please subscribe and share the page. All past and future episodes will be found on YouTube as well as on Facebook, as well as plenty of other videos that we've created, including a couple others with Danny and I think that we've had 1 or 2 others, and maybe some stuff forward. So remember, my friends, that life is not about how many times you fall. It's about getting up after every fall, because you fall down 7 times, you get up 8. And in falling, you learn, and getting up, you grow. And every time you fall, you have the opportunity to get up and grow. And grow, my friends. I appreciate you all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 64. I misspoke yesterday. I said it was Lisa Lieberman Wang. Today, I was wrong. I apologize for that, Danny. It was Danny Torres, but tomorrow we have Lisa Lieberman Wang talking about, again, mindset, and also talking about creating an online business, online platform, which is something that Danny works with as well. But we'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate all of you. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. And I appreciate all of you. Danny, hang on for a minute. Okay, thanks.
You got it, brother.